Okay, now let's talk about fly line. Now, fly line is what separates this kind of fishing from all others. It's what makes fly fishing unique. I mean, think about it. It gives us the ability to cast a tiny dry fly 60 feet in the air. That's the uniqueness of fly line. Now, in order to talk about fly line, and it just so happens that I have a new box of 6-weight fly line that I'm going to put on one of my reels. And I'll be using this fly line to float down the snake. All right, so fly line comes in a floating or a sinking type line. Most popular is floating. Sinking has its specialty uses and sink tips, which we'll talk about that in just a second as well, because fly line is designed with a taper. Now, there are 3 or 4 tapers, double taper, shooting head type taper, but by far the most popular and the one I would recommend, it's the one I use more than anything, is going to be called a weight forward line, weight forward floating line. Now, as you can see on this box, it happens to say weight forward 6F. So that's weight forward 6-weight floating line. Now, what that means, what the weight forward means is that there's a 30 foot of the front 30 feet of the line is tapered to put the weight in the front of all this line. And what that does is it helps you when you pick up a cast, because the weight is at the end of the line and you generate power through the rod, as you lift it, that power goes to the end where that weight is, and it helps you fire that further. If you can imagine putting weight on the end of anything and going like this with it, it has more power behind it because it has that weight. If all you did was pick up a string and try to do that, it would not have near that kind of power. Now, weight forward line is just a good all-around casting line. It's good for casting distance, it's good for casting accuracy. It's a great line to use with the rod that I suggested because it's a well-balanced all-around line. So back to the fly line. The other thing that you'll notice is, and there's a lot of discussion about this, and I don't really know if it's more than just preference, except in saltwater. It's much more prevalent there, but since we're not talking about saltwater, we'll talk about it as it applies to us. Take these 2 lines for instance. Orange, I think this is called olive green. That one is some kind of a yellow. And what it really boils down to is you and your personal preference. Now, for instance, when I put this orange line on, I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to see what it looked like in the water. One thing you got to remember about fly fishing in the streams around here is that you're in moving water, and so it's not the same as if you're in still water in a lake and it's very, very quiet and you're trying to move a fly and all that fly line is out there easily seen. When you're in, and even then with a 9-foot leader, you're probably still okay. But for the most part, color is a personal preference. So that being said, I want to show you a picture of what a weight forward floating line would look like. So this is Rio Fly Line, and they put a diagram or a picture on the back of the box showing you what weight forward line looks like. So this is how the weight forward is tapered in, I think this is 36 feet in the front of the line. And then that taper connects to the rest of the line, which is called the running line. That's what it would look like on your reel.